heart. That's what Vittoria's Secret is all about. A show that is manned by renowned comedian Mr. Vittorio Leonardi, who joins us this morning. So good to have you, man.
Likewise, thank you.
And
Nice to
taking
have
on
you.
a very relevant topic, but before we do that, let's speak about the elephant in the room. The fact that how many times have you had people mixing up your name and rather saying Victoria?
I had an entire high school career where the English teacher kept calling me Victoria, which is great when you're a school prefect. It's like, oh yeah, 6'3" Victoria.
That's just respect.
But it kind of worked in my favour because they have a whole bunch of standard sixes. What are they called now? Grade 8s. It says now behave, or Victoria will deal with you. It's like, so the 6'3" drag queen will have a word with me. All right.
In high school.
So you're gonna hug us to death? Yes.
Okay, and also the fact Vittorio's Secret, which is the name of your show, has got nothing to do with lingerie.
No, I keep my pants on. It's one of those. I think there's an international embargo actually.
On that.
Yeah, I keep my clothes on. Don't visualize that. You'll burn your corneas out and have nightmares.
But take me through what the show is all about, because you're using your life experience and the experiences of others to talk about a topic that man and women alike are still trying to figure out.
I think the thing that eventually I figured out is that men and women don't need each other. We want each other. Science has replaced the need for men and women to have to be together, but we want to be around each other because it's one of those things. I mean, it's nice to get presents on Valentine's Day. I know it's a massively overly commercialized thing, but it's nice that on your birthday you wake up and there's a cup of tea or a cup of coffee next to your head, and you're like, hey, that's awesome.
I think that taxi driver is agreeing.
Yeah.
But why are relationships so difficult for some people? I guess for some people they're easy.
Them.
Do we really overthink them?
I think so.
But aren't they to be overthought? Because you're supposed to, you're now connecting yourself to somebody else's brain, and now you're supposed to know what makes them happy.
I'll give you an example. I was involved with a girl for quite a while. This was years ago, about 10 years ago. I was involved. I was very much a late bloomer, like extremely late bloomer. And
when was your first kiss?
21.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was fun. So it was great fun. It says, I've heard stories about this. My tribe tells stories of kiss. Yes. And it was great fun to come back, to go on holiday and come back to varsity and have stories to tell. Usually it's the other way around.
Exactly.
You come back from varsity and it says, I have seen things. You come back from varsity, it says, I understand the kiss.
Yeah.
But I was dating this girl and we were on the phone to each other, and I said, yeah, I've got this show to do tomorrow and this, that and the other. And she goes, okay, it's cool, we'll talk later. Click. And for the next 2 days, we'll talk later is ruminating in my head. I said, what did she mean by we'll talk later? I've heard it as a bad phrase. I go to my friends, and my friends, as usual, your friends don't care. Don't go to married couples for advice if you're newly starting out, because they're depressed and they want you to be too.
Oh, wow.
And so she came to me and I went to one of my friends, Sam. So we were talking and this, that and the other, and she said, we'll talk later. And she went, oh, Vic, I'm so sorry. What? What is problem? What is so sorry? And then I finally met up with her like 2 days later and said, are you breaking up with me? I said, no, why? Because you said we'll talk later. No, it's just the turn of phrase. Turn of phrase. Oh, really? Here's another one. Let's go to Milky Lane so you can get me an ice cream. Thanks. You need to pay some penance.
Would you say that's the toughest rejection you've been through?
Oh no, I think I was rejected. I was dumped via SMS once. That was fun. How low tech is that? SMS, really?
So it wasn't even like, because these days they do please call where it's over. That's what they do these days.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I've been fortunate that I dated girls that actually have a job.
Oh, ouch.
If they can afford airtime, that's a good start.
That's a burn. But what did this text message say?
Oh no, it's just well, here's the thing, and it's just I'd like to be in a relationship of one, pretty much. I can't remember it anymore. It's after the therapy. After the therapy and the medication, it just sort of blocks it out.
Finally, just quickly, for the guys that don't really have, I guess, game, if you will, what tips do you have about love? How do you get out there?
It literally comes down to you're selling yourself. So you can read books like The Game and all the rest of it, but in the end, it's sooner or later they're going to see through the thing.
Yeah.
The thing about all relationships, when you date someone, that first date, you're not meeting who you're dating. You're meeting who they are on Facebook. You're meeting who their PR department says they are. And after about 6 months, somebody's mask slips, and then hopefully you've laid enough groundwork that it's like, okay, you're not that big of a psycho, I'll go with it anyway. But it's whatever works, and it's usually the guy's mask that drops first because we get comfortable faster, I think.
Okay.
We just go.
So I think just be yourself from the beginning then.
You can be yourself, but I think a heightened version of yourself, because I think if you were to expose someone to who you really are at your core from the first get-go, this person has to have Jedi mind power like levels of just, okay, I understand. We'll work on it. Because apparently every man is a work in progress.
So catch Vittorio's Secret at the Alexander Bar Cafe Theatre in Cape Town from the 14th to the 16th of August. It's going to be a lot of fun, as is evidenced by the man. So very, very good to have had you here. We really appreciate it. Good luck with the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, now we take a look at how guide dogs get trained. A very, very fascinating thing. I don't know if you've ever learned about that.
A friend of mine's involved in that.
But take a look at that.